So basically you've added on those smaller fans now, you're bringing them all into that whole system now.
That's the plan, yeah. So
Yeah.
when I was talking about what's going on in the last year, we've been building partnerships and collaborations with fan manufacturers. So we do
Okay.
have a partnerships coming up right now with Hyperflo, which is
Okay.
a local
Excellent.
manufacturer in Quebec.
Yeah.
So right now we're developing a solution customized for this type of equipment. So the smaller fan, the auxiliaries as we call them.
Right.
So
So basically when you partner with a company like that, when you manufacture, will they then have that, basically, will their clients have the option to install Optis into each of the fans?
that's the plan.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
One of the big pains we saw in the industry is that there's so many nuts and bolts to this whole IoT thing, right?
Yeah.
It's complicated to implement.
Yes.
It's complicated to adopt. So one of the things we've done, and we can talk more about that, is how we streamline the deployment process of these monitoring systems. But when we partner up with a manufacturer, it's like I've built into it. So basically, the intent is that they deliver a fully instrumented fan,
Okay.
ready to install. So you basically have to install it wherever it's needed. You connect it to the network, and you're ready. You're ready to monitor.
So now you mentioned streamlining that. Is that part of it, like having those manufacturers with them already, or is there other parts to that as well?
That's a part of it. Basically, step by step. What happens if you want to deploy a monitoring solution on site, right?
Yeah.
There's various people that you need to bring in and around the table. It's not as simple as that. Just thinking about the IT, OT department to get access to a secure data pipeline. That's one thing.
Right.
The instrumentation team, just to make sure that you have the right sensors, that the data that the sensors are providing is accurate, it's reliable, it's actionable, right?
Yes.
So working around these teams, and you bring in the ventilation team with their requirements and the requirements for the operation. So you want to make sure that you tie also your solution to their needs.
Right.
So we sort of develop a step-by-step process to make sure that we address all of these checkpoints and have a seamless, implementation deployment on site with as minimum time as possible and as few mistakes as possible.
Yeah, of course. Do you have any in the last year now? It's awesome to see kind of that growth and the evolution of Optis since even the last time we had you on. Has there been some specific projects that stand out to you in the last year?
Definitely. Well, there's been a few interesting success stories, that's for sure.
Okay, great.
I can't remember. I don't think we've talked about this last time. I think when we first have that first talk, we discussed about how our intent was to prevent failures on those big fans because we lived it firsthand, right? This is what started the business at some point. It's like we were called to work on a fan that would fail. And the idea with our software, with LiveFlow, was to prevent these failures, but it's really hard to actually prove that it works, right? If you don't have any failures, it's all good. So did you really prevent something? Is it because nothing happened? Is it because of your software?
Right.
But there's been a very nice example at one of the mines that we work with. So it's with Aninco Eagle.
Oh yeah.
And there was a problem with with a fan vibration, and we were able to point out the nature of the vibration and figure out with the maintenance team over there what may have been the cause of that vibration. That project came out to be outlined as the success of the month for the underground maintenance team.
Okay.
So that was a great win.